I'm actually lost for words. Like, what? This is what Trump's pastor, Franklin Graham, said today in a presidential inauguration prayer.
Father, you tell us in the book of Esther that the Persians, the Iranians, were wanting to kill every Jew, woman, child, and do it all in one day.
So let's try to fact check this, because the villain in the book of Esther is not the Persians. It's one man named Haman, and the Bible itself calls him an Agagite, a descendant of Israel's ancient enemy, the Amalekites. In fact, the Greek version of this very same story calls him a Macedonian. He manipulates the Persian king into signing a decree, and when Queen Esther revealed the plot, the Persian king had Haman executed, then reversed the decree, and the Jews were saved. The Persian Empire protected the Jewish people. This is what the book of Esther actually says. But it gets worse, because you want to talk about Persians in the Bible. Let's talk about Cyrus the Great, a Persian king mentioned 23 times in the Old Testament, which calls him God's anointed one, the only non-Jewish person in the entire Bible to receive that title. Not a prophet, not a disciple, a Persian king. Cyrus ended 70 years of Jewish captivity in Babylon. He didn't just free them, he paid out of the royal treasury to rebuild the Jewish temple in Jerusalem. He returned the sacred gold and silver vessels that had been stolen. He issued a decree protecting Jewish worship across his entire empire. The Jewish people called him a righteous king. God called him his shepherd. And here's what really needs to make you stop and think about what's actually happening, because this is not just a bad Bible interpretation. This is scripture being used to set the tone for foreign policy. They're using a 2,500-year-old religious text to tell you who the enemy is. This isn't governance. This is not democracy. The United States of America has a constitution that separates church and state. We should all be terrified by what's happening. Every single one of us, regardless of your religion, of your politics, or your view on the war on Iran. This is how propaganda works. You take something ancient, something sacred, something most people probably haven't even read themselves, and you weaponize it. You launder a political agenda through scripture so it sounds like divine truth. This is not theology. This is a political weapon, racism, discrimination, and abuse dressed up in a prayer. And somebody has to say it.